Hello, my name's Jason Lowry.
Peace out, homies. I'm Mark Toady.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Hi, welcome into episode 87 of the Parkland Podcast on this little chilly Saturday morning, 8 o'clock in the Parkland, 33 degrees. My name's Jason Lowry, Mark Toady here as well. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. I'm wore out today, though.
Why are you wore out?
Oh, I got to blame my buddy Steve Thomas. He lives by Hahn State Park. And he calls me the other day and says, hey, you want to go walk my property? And he's got about 15 acres there by Hahn State Park. I said, sure, how long could that take? 15 acres, piece of cake. So I got up in the morning and I walked by the Civic Center and did my workout in the morning. And then I went over to the State of the County address and helped set up for that. Then I drove to his house, and little did I know that his house backs up to the Horton Farm Conservation Area.
Oh.
Which is a cool place. So we didn't just do his 15 acres. We did the Horton Farm Conservation Area too. And 2.5 hours later, I said, I got to go. I'm wore out. And I did about 6-7 miles, and the conservation area is like not paved.
Yeah.
And Steve knows that place like the back of his hand, so he took us off trail and and we clumped through areas, and it was very, very, very cool, but it wore me out.
Wore you out. Well, hopefully we won't work you too hard today, although we do have some cool guests. And, of course, our great sponsors, Parkland Pharmacy. I want to thank Parkland Pharmacy for all they do for the podcast. Discover Farmington. We'll talk about the big Bluegrass Series, which is coming soon, brought to you by Discover Farmington. And First State Community Bank. Find them online at fscb.com. Don't worry, all my transactions were error-free this week.
Excellent, excellent. So, do you have the picture I sent you?
Oh, crap. Let me get that going.
Yes, I got to send a special shout-out to the group, the Threads of Friendship. They're a quilting group.
Yes.
And they sent me, or they asked me if I would come join them on
to quilt.
Tuesday. No, I did. No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
But they had a beautiful quilt. For me, and I posted it on Facebook. I just wanted to thank them personally for that, and I posted a picture of it on Facebook, and within, 10 minutes, I started getting requests to put it in the big quilt display that the Presbyterian Church does every year for Country Day. So, taking my show on the road and my quilt.
Like Antique Roadshow. Do you ever watch that?
I have on occasion.
Oh, man, I love that show.
I'm glad you were prepared here.
Yeah, well, I think this is it right here, right? Is this it? Yeah, this is the picture. So now I just got to put it on the internet. Let's see.
Anyway, it's a beautiful quilt.
Yeah, it's a beautiful quilt.
In honor of my time in the military, and I do appreciate it, so I just wanted to make sure that they know just how much I appreciate it. And I also wanted to send a shout-out to the folks that organized the Invisible Rebels.
Yes, how'd that go?
It was great. They raised over $4,000, which was really cool. And they raised $4,000, and I gained 7 pounds.
Let's see. Let me try this. All right, so there's the quilt. Do you have a picture of the lasagna?
Oh, no, that's all in my belly right now. That was awesome. I did that. Then I did a fish fry at our church on Wednesday, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was going to go to St. Joe's, But I ate fish Wednesday. I had leftover fish on Thursday, and I didn't really feel like fried fish 3 days in a row would be a good thing.
I don't blame you. Want to know the final number from last night's St. Joe fish fry?
Had to be. The first one's always a big success.
970.
Yeah.
I bought 5.
Well, there you go.
It was great. Kayla had theater practice, so she was working on Cinderella, which is coming together really nice. That'll be last weekend of March, right before spring break, is when that play will happen. So if you want to get tickets for that, they'll start coming out really soon. So I had Lucy and Jonas with me. James decided he wanted to stay home. He's like, I don't want to do it.
Too cool for school.
Too cool. I don't blame him. It was pretty crowded. But the kids, we went through and ate, and then I got Kayla's to-go order, and oh my God, the to-go order, they just went thump, and there's so much fish in there. And
That's how I usually get mine to go.
yeah, I ate more of Kayla's to-go order than she did. But it was great, and always a great time helping out at the St. Joe Fish Fry.
Hey, I got to send a shout out to Miss Emily Barber at the Farmington Civic Center. I saw her this morning after I got done with my 3.5-mile walk, and she wanted me to remind everybody they need lifeguards.
Oh, yes.
At the Farmington Civic Center. They also need front desk personnel as well. And if you are interested, you can stop off and pick up an application there. Individuals who successfully complete certification and accept employment at the Civic Center and Water Park will be reimbursed 50% of paid fees June 1st and the remaining 50% August 1st. So, and Miss Bella, by the way.
Yes.
You saw her last night?
Bella Porter, yes.
I asked her, since she's going to be a budding medical professional, if she had any health tips for us for today, and she said, eat your fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables, okay. Drink your water. Kevin Engler will be on again. He's going to join us 8:30-ish, I guess. Mm-hmm. St. Francis County Clerk going to talk about the voting changes. Every time I see like a post about the voting changes in St. Francis County.
There's a lot of them.
There's like a lot of people that are like, oh, I didn't know about this. So want to make sure that we continue to spread the word. Absolutely. And we'll go over that in great detail. In our news, we'll talk about all the issues that will be on your ballot as far as city and schools. And then we'll have, speaking of schools, Dr. Kyle Gibbs, Farmington School District, and Shana Turner. Shana Turner. Thank you, Shana Turner.
As she told me once a long time ago, just think Shana Banana.
Shana Banana. That's the easiest way to remember that. Katrina. What's Katrina's last name? Anyway, she's like the hurricane. So you can always remember that. So they'll be here. They're going to talk about Farmington schools issue
Katrina
in
Miller,
particular. Katrina Miller. Yeah, just like the hurricane, Katrina. So, yeah, I guess there probably aren't any Katrinas after Hurricane Katrina, I would assume.
They get a different name every hurricane.
Yeah, well, but I mean, as far as like people naming their kids Katrina since the Katrina hurricane, I would bet that took a drop. I don't know though. Anyways, trying to think of anything else exciting happened this week. I know I wanted to mention the number of people served at the fish fry. We're playing trivia tonight. We're going to go against each other on different teams.
Our team. We won't finish in the top half, but we'll finish in the half that makes the top half look even better.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. You never know.
No, we know.
Emily Bach is doing the trivia night tonight at St. Joe's, and it should be a lot of fun. So check that out. The wife and I are playing with the Fimlers and the Warners, and Whitney Brooks is going to join us too. So that'll be a lot of fun. Do you have any trivia?
I do. It's baseball season.
Oh, it is. They first game today, right?
Okay, well, spring training is definitely well underway, and we've got all kinds of baseball questions for you.
Okay.
How many times have the St. Louis Cardinals finished with a record of over 500?
Oh, like all time? Like all 120-something years or whatever? I'm going to say 100 times.
80.
80, okay.
80. So don't complain when we have a couple bad years. The overall success rate has been fantastic. The overall all-time RBI leader in Major League Baseball is Hank Aaron with 2,297. Feel free to play along at home. Who is in second place?
Ooh. Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig would be a great answer, except he had to retire early because of
Oh,
his
that's
illness.
right. Yes.
It is Albert Pujols.
Really? He's number 2?
Albert
Wow.
Pujols is number 2, 2,218.
Way to go.
All right, Cy Young. Most wins in Major League Baseball history as a pitcher, 511. Who is second?
Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson is great, 417.
The train.
Let's see, Nolan Ryan, 5,714 strikeouts. Who's second?
Second. All-time strikeouts. Golly. What, like Pud Galvin or something? Is that it? Pud Galvin?
No, but you got to be old to even know who Pud Galvin is. What kind of mom names their kid Pud? Let's see, Jason, Mark, Steve. No, let's go with Pud.
Pud. Well, he made the batters look like they were standing in pudding.
I guess that's what it is.
I read that. That's why. Anyways, who is it?
But the answer is Randy Johnson.
The big unit.
The big unit, 4,875. Hack Wilson, most RBIs in a single season, 191.
191.
Who's second?
Is it Manny Ramirez?
No, it is not. It is Lou Gehrig. You had the
I knew
right
he
name,
was-
wrong question.
Yeah.
185 in 1931.
Didn't like Manny Ramirez have.
He had a really great year, yes.
and he was on pace to beat Hack Wilson's record and then fell off.
And who did Babe Ruth finish his career with?
Oh my, was it the Boston Braves?
It was the Boston Braves. Way to finish well.
Okay.
And thank you to Better Together, the girls.
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I appreciate the coffee. It's quite good.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the Dr. Pepper from Ransome's here in Desloge. Ransome's is a fantastic candy store and unique gift shop located in the heart of Desloge, open every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 11 to 6. You can come in and get those delicious fountain drinks, unique gifts, and of course they are with Ridge Center Events. They have this great meeting room, which we get to use every Saturday morning to bring you the Parkland podcast. And if you need some meeting space to get your group together, you can always give Ransome's a call. And again, come by, get those Jelly Belly jelly beans. I hope they haven't noticed how well the Dr. Pepper ones are selling, because basically I get a bag every Saturday morning for the wife. And but come on out, Ransome's in Desloge, great place to hang out and enjoy this festive atmosphere.
People always ask me, didn't that used to be this, or
Yes,
didn't that
it's been a
used
lot
to
of
be that?
things.
Yes, well, yeah, it probably was.
It's been all of those things.
Yes.
But was a candy store back in the day. It was a pool hall whenever I was a young teenager.
Morning.
Hey, go ahead.
I was going to say good morning to Chad.
That's what I was going to do.
He's a good man. Chad, I hope you're feeling better today,
Yeah,
buddy.
I bet he is. He's home now, so.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So I bet he's enjoying home life. Hope things are going well, and he's got a birthday coming up too.
Got him on the list. It's
Yeah,
tomorrow, as
yeah.
a matter of fact.
There's some big birthdays coming up, so
He's
happy
going to have
birthday,
a bunch
Chad.
of young girls going to probably be spoiling him rotten tomorrow.
Yeah, I bet they are. No doubt about it. I bet they're all excited that he's home. So good for you, Chad, and hope that the health continues to go on the up and up. Parkland Pharmacy, they care for you and about you, and they got that small town pharmacy at its finest thing figured out. And I know that's where you and I go. We use their services, and it's because they're so good at what they do.
And Julie Berghaus was one of the people that contacted me about getting my quilt and using it at the Presbyterian Church display. I said, sure, as long as I get it back. And she said, that's fine. So anyway, good morning, Julie.
Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Carrie, who works at the Farmington location. She's got a birthday coming up this Thursday. So
Great.
we'll brag about her coming up in a little bit. So, yeah, it's a wonderful place to go. Not only can you get your prescriptions filled, they've got all your needs covered for cold and flu season. And now that we're getting into the warmer weather, hopefully they'll help you there as well. They're just great people to deal with.
Parkland Pharmacy locations in Desloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. parklandrx.com is the website. And First State Community Bank, fscb.com, the place to go. We'll talk about all the neat stuff they have in the First State Community Bank Center, but man, the service, the community involvement, that's what FSCB is all about.
We're going to hear more about that personally coming up here in a couple of weeks when First State Community Bank joins us on the podcast. I don't know if it'll be Kristen. I don't know if it'll be Tanya or somebody involved in something that's going to benefit the community, because that's one of the things they do best. So we'll find out more about that. But, yeah, I was just in there the other day. I had a big bowl of change I wanted to exchange, I guess you could say, and then they help me through that process. So whatever you need financially, they can help you with.
Did they have one of those coin sorting machines? You just took the bowl and went
put it in there, and it rolls around, and it was good.
It worked out very, very well. First State Community Bank, FSCB.com. We talk about how many locations they have, but that would take up the whole entire podcast. They're all over.
Well, Fredericktown, Farmington, Park Hills, Desloge, Bon Chair, Imperial, Columbia, and there's just so many others.
Potosi, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
FSCB.com will have the official list for you just in case you're curious. All right, you want to take a do you have a totally awesome radio story? I guess I should have asked you that before we started again.
No, I ate too much fish this week.
That was totally awesome.
It was totally awesome. I went to 4 dinners and gained 12 pounds. There's nothing awesome about that.
Yeah, there you go. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll check your local news. That's next. It's the Parkland Podcast here on this Saturday morning, 8:16. Got a current temperature of 33 degrees.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Let's check news now on the Parkland Podcast. This week, we're going to go over the ballot initiatives as they will appear on the April 7th ballot.
Well, one involves the St. Francis County Ambulance District. Should they be authorized to levy an additional 1.5 cent sales tax, bringing the total sales tax to 1 cent per dollar in order to provide for continued sufficient funds to operate the district? If approved, it would raise the ambulance district sales tax by 0.5% to fund operations.
Farmington School District levy. Shall the Board of Education of the Farmington School District be authorized to increase the operating tax levy to $3.05 per $100 of assessed valuation beginning in tax year 2026 for the purposes of attracting and retaining quality certified teachers and support staff, maintaining facilities, and meeting additional operating expenses. The district intends to reduce the debt service levy by 30 cents to offset the estimated increase, resulting in a net zero rate change.
Now, the city of Farmington has a proposition on the ballot to levy a tax of 5.5% on each sleeping room occupied and rented by transient guests of hotels and motels in the city. Proceeds go to the promotion of tourism, and I may be mistaken here, but I believe that is an existing tax. It is not a new tax.
Okay. Central R3 School Board. Shall the Board of Education, without an estimated increase in the current debt service property tax levy, borrow money in the amount of $13,500,000 for the purpose of providing funds for site development, construction, equipping, and furnishing of a new storm shelter, an early childhood center, an ADA-compliant playground at Central Elementary, installing turf at the football field, resurfacing the track at the high school, installing bus lane bollards, updating HVAC systems district-wide, repaving parking lots, installing playground fencing, upgrading security measures and technology, constructing a bus fueling station, and completing other repairs and improvements, and issue general obligation bonds for the payment thereof.
The City of Park Hills has an issue on the ballot. Proposition U, shall the City of Park Hills impose a local use tax at the same rate as the total local sales tax rate, provided that if the local sales tax rate is reduced or raised by voter approval, the local use tax rate shall also be reduced or raised by the same action.
Question mark.
Question mark.
I love how these are written. City of Desloge, Proposition U, in order to increase funding for Desloge, solid waste and trash collection, public safety, infrastructure, and capital improvements such as a new police station and new swimming pool, shall the City of Desloge impose a local use tax at the same rate as the total local sales tax rate, currently 3%, provided that if the local sales tax rate is reduced or raised by voter approval, the local use tax rate shall also be reduced or raised by the same action. A use tax return shall not be required to be filled by persons whose purchases from out-of-state vendors do not in total exceed $2,000 in any calendar year. If approved by voters, this would create a city use tax equal to sales tax to fund services and capital projects.
And shall the Pilot Knob Rural Public Water Supply District Number 1 be authorized to sell its water mains, plant, real estate, and equipment to Missouri American Water Company, and upon its payment of all its indebtedness thereafter be dissolved?
And those are issues that you will see on your ballot in St. Francis County on the April 7th election. So, weather-wise, what kind of forecast are we looking at right now, Mark Tody?
Well, maybe a little snow this morning, and maybe a sprinkle or two. Look for a high today in the low 40s. We'll have an overnight low of 22. The sunshine will return tomorrow with a high only in the mid-30s. Monday, another cold day with sunshine and a high of 34. But then we bounce back on Tuesday. 53 for the high, 63 on Wednesday. Maybe a little rain with highs in the 50s on Thursday. Then Friday, sunny and 63. So not too bad.
So, yeah, chance of snow. Maybe we'll get a little snow scene going for you here in the background. 32 degrees, right at zero, your current temperature. And that's your latest news now on the Parkland Podcast. Time to check events. They are presented by Discover Farmington.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Events are powered by Discover Farmington more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. Big crowd today and tomorrow at the Farmington Civic Center. The Winter Classic Youth Basketball Tournament going on.
They're already lining up as of 7 o'clock this morning. They were at the Civic Center. Also, if you, speaking of wineries, if you head to Twin Oaks Winery, you can check out Mountain Mischief. They're performing starting at 2 o'clock.
St. Joseph Catholic School Trivia Night, all fun and games happening tonight, 6:30 in the Catholic School Gymnasium. Mark and I will both be here, and probably our next guest, I think, will be there. At least I know his kids will.
Well, Kevin Engler's kind of, let's say he's a ringer. He's the guy that's going to know all the tough answers.
Yeah.
Big Lenten Fish Fry returning next week. A lot of them. One in Farmington at St. Joe Catholic Church.
Desloge VFW has their fish fry going again next week.
The Immaculate Conception Church in Park Hills will also have one.
And Leadwood will return on March the 6th.
Good morning, Sally Shin. The Farmington Educational Foundation Trivia Night is the 27th at 6:30 at Black Knight Fieldhouse.
Wear your green for that one, right?
Yes, yes.
Get all greened up. Desloge Chamber of Commerce has a Mardi Gras trivia night happening that same night on the 27th at 6:30, and that'll be in the Chamber office, which is located on Lincoln Street.
And there's a big athletic booster club mouse race for North County on the 27th at the Desloge Elks.
Annie, the musical, February 26th through March the 1st at Mineral Area College. Tickets on sale now.
Comedian Tyrus Mash performing on the 28th at 7 o'clock at the First State Community Center.
Mineral Area College Cheer Clinic for cheerleaders in 6th grade through 11th grade, happening March 1st, 1 to 4 at the Mac Tech Center.
The Joseph Habedank Church Tour, March 5th, First Free Will Baptist Church in Farmington.
Farmington Bluegrass Concert Series returns this year. River Bend will kick off that series. They'll be performing March 6th at Long Hall, 6 o'clock. You can get tickets and find out more at discoverfarmingtonmo.com.
Music of a different sort. The 39th annual Michael Bryan and Carol Moore Memorial Jazz Festival, March 13th and 14th at the Mac Theater. I interviewed both those people back in the day. Great people.
Absolutely. I remember one time Carol Moore coming, and she was either going to talk to you and Louie or both. And I, walked by and said, "Hey, Carol, how you doing? Can I get you anything?" And, of course, she said, "Got any ice-cold beer back there?" That's her.
And Mike O'Brien was actually the mayor when, and Kevin Engler could probably talk a little bit about this, when they first started bringing the idea of building a Farmington Community Center. I know Kevin would go to Minnesota and all these other states to see what all these other communities were doing, and Mike O'Brien was the guy that says, "That's a great idea, let's do it."
Last Minor Riding Mountain Biking Event, March 14th, happening all day at St. Joe State Park.
Mouse Race is the 14th of March at St. Joe Catholic School Gym.
Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce Celebration of Success and Awards Banquet. That's March 20th at the Mac Tech Building.
And there's a big Meet the Candidates forum for the Central R3 in City of Park Hills, March 26, 6 p.m. at Central High School Auditorium.
Feed My Sheep Bake Sale, March 26th, 9 a.m., Desloge First Baptist Church.
Hold your horses there. We forgot to put
the
on
Super
here.
Cause.
Yeah, Feed My Sheep. Super Cause, as in S-O-U-P. Super Cause.
Ah, okay. It's a
join
pun.
us after church for a bowl of soup and or chili. It's $10 per person. It's Sunday, March 1st, 11 to 2 at the Magnolia Ballroom on Woodlawn Drive in Leadington.
Okay, we'll make sure we put that chronologically for next episode. All right, you look this up. I saw you looking this up before we started the segment. I'm glad you did. Molly Healy, a looping violinist, singer-songwriter, March 26th, 7 o'clock at the Mac Theater. Have you seen her billboard? She looks like she's mad at you.
Well,
I don't know. But what is a looping violinist? We've asked this the last couple of weeks, and you
join
haven't
the
answered.
long list of women who are mad at me. A looping violinist is a musician who uses a loop pedal to record, layer, and play back segments of their performance in real time, allowing them to act as a one-person band.
Well, that's cool. So they can start The Devil Went Down to Georgia and record that and then have that playing. And oh, man, Charlie Daniels, eat your heart out. And then finally, I've been seeing the billboards all around. Ventriloquist Todd Oliver and friends coming to the First State Community Bank Center March 28th, 7 o'clock. Tickets are on sale for that event, too.
That's at the First State Community Center.
First State Community Center. And all those events are powered by Discover Farmington more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. Let's roll through sports here real quick, and we'll talk to Kevin Engler. College baseball from yesterday. The Mac Cardinals take a pair from Coahoma, winning 12-2 and 12-5.
Not to be outdone, the Mac softball team won 2. They beat Heartland 10-2 and then shut out Shawnee 10-0.
Just one girls basketball game on the local docket last night. That was Bismarck West County, and the Lady Indians win it 56-38.
One boys basketball game had Jefferson over North County 73-48.
St. Louis U Billikens winners last night 88-75.
That's all they do is win.
They did lose earlier this week, though.
Well, what are they, 25-2 or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. They got 4 games left before the A10 tournament, and wrestling districts underway. They started yesterday at different locations and continuing, wrapping up today. Wrestling State is next week in Columbia.
Both MAC basketball teams are playing at Three Rivers this afternoon.
Men are 16-10. The ladies are 14-11. And baseball, how about 2 more at Coahoma Community College for the Cardinals? They're 6-3 on the young season. So there you go. That's your local sports. We'll take a break, and when we return, St. Francis County Clerk Kevin Engler will join us next. It is the Parkland Podcast right here on Facebook and YouTube Live.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Oh, darn.
Facetious there.
So we've just been passionate together.
Oh, back on the
People
Parkland.
couldn't play, so we put them together.
Back on the Parkland Podcast, we're discussing the trivia situation
Strategy.
tonight.
Strategy.
You have the defending champs.
Yes, we are the defending champs. I know it's been publicized all over. And the trophies and the accolades have just been pouring in. But,
Right.
you know, all good things have to come to the end, and tonight we have to defend it or die. And we, unfortunately, since it's been postponed, lost about half our team. A couple of my kids had things to do over at Jeff City, so they couldn't make it over. And
They were your ringers?
I just buy the food and drink. That's my purpose. They were my ringers, but that's all right. I think there's a couple teams still, spots still left.
Yeah.
If you want to get them, come on out and pay, and they'll
Absolutely.
set you up. And we've played trivia for 20 years or better, and this is one of the best. She does a great job of preparing all the questions and stuff. It's a fun night.
Did you have fun at the fish fry last night? Tell people your role.
They try to find something for me to do.
Right.
I greet people, tell them how to get through the line, tell them how to get seconds. Then I have to be the bad guy that lets the people that want seconds right in front of the food so that they don't have to wait twice to get food.
Yeah.
And then I eat cake. That's one of the things that's on the
Right.
agenda. We had a big crowd last night.
970 was the final number.
Is that what the final? I
Yeah.
thought we'd go over 1,000. We dipped down at about 4:30. Everybody thinks that you need to get there real early, so there's always a crowd at 4
There
o'clock.
is.
They were out to the door at 4 o'clock, and then at 4:30 there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but the food was. I talked to people from Festus. I talked to people from DeSoto, Fenton, and I asked the people from Fenton. I said, there's probably a half a dozen fish fries between here and Fenton. And what did you do come down? They said, well, over the last few years we've tried them all, and we just decided this is the best, so we just come back here now rather than go to the ones that we don't really like as much.
That's
so
awesome.
I thought that was pretty nice to drive down from Benton.
No doubt.
Whatever.
And how about those homemade desserts the ladies make?
They're pretty darn good. I carried in last year one time, I think, 8 cakes or 10 cakes from my wife, Chris, for one night, and we cooked that day. But they do a great job for the cakes. And Dustin was back making fish last night. He got promoted to fish.
All right.
Yeah. He's been moving up. He was in Hush Puppies, and now he's on fish. So just for the halibut.
Very good. Yeah.
I have to use that, but it's my only fish joke. But I use it a lot. Chris gets tired of that, but that's.
I just now got it. I'm sorry.
Big election coming up.
Yeah. big
Yeah,
election.
is that why I'm here? Yeah. Tuesday. We start voting Tuesday, as well as Tuesday is the day that everybody's running in the August and November elections. File Tuesday as well. Now we got to remember, we don't do the waiting anymore, which thank goodness we don't. Waiting outside the door and people standing in line and all that for. Sometimes it used to be days, and then it was, I know when I ran for mayor, it was hours before the city opened. Now we do the lottery, and so as long as you're there the first day, you don't have to be there at 8 o'clock. As long as you're there the first day, you will draw a number, and then we do a lottery system to see who's first on the ballot. That's been the thing. We want to be first on the ballot because that makes a lot. Statistics show that it's about 1%. Of the advantage, because people sometimes just go down the ballot and check. They don't know anybody. They just check the first one. And so there's a little bit of advantage, but it's not as big as they portray.
You have been a big proponent of voting early in past elections, and I know in past elections you had to have sort of an excuse for the first couple of weeks, then you can come in for whatever reason. Is that all still the same?
It's the same. Excuse me. We'll have to ask you, just because our computer, when you check in, has a spot that we have to check some spot when you come in, saying the number one reason is I might not be there. I might not be in town. I might, and we don't say, you sure?
Well, why?
All we have to do is mark the box.
Right.
You tell us that, and with the flu, in particular, right, you may not be there.
Right.
Every interesting statistic they did in November, they were doing surveys, and they surveyed the same people to see if their opinion changed or their voting preference changed. 1 week before, just 80% of the people that were for sure going to vote in the election the next week, they were positive. They said, I definitely will vote. I'm not, how likely are you to vote? I am definitely going to vote next week. Actually voted. Something came up, they had to work, their kid got sick, they forgot about it, whatever. Only 20% is a huge difference. Sure. And between, most elections are decided by less than 20%. So we start next Tuesday. You have to have a photo ID. You just have to tell us if that's that you may not be in town, and you may not because you're going out or you're going on vacation or whatever. Get it in and vote, especially our seniors. I think that's a great place to vote because they can take their time. If you want to come in a day or two early and get a sample ballot, we'll let them bring the sample ballot in and take it over. They can read because they get intimidated somewhat when they're at a place and there's a line behind them and they're thinking, they can take their time. It's easy get in and get out. We have about 35 to 40% of the people now vote. We started that in COVID. Vote there, they find it more convenient. And then 2 weeks before the election, it doesn't even pop up on our screen. For any reason, you can just go in and vote. You just want to vote and not be around a crowd, or you don't want to be exposed to a bunch of people with flu. That's why we did it. If you remember, with COVID, we spread everybody out, and they could come in early and not be around people when they were voting. And the same still applies. If you don't want to expose yourself to some germs on the flu or whatever, get in and vote. And I tell the candidates that too. You need to get your people once you get their vote in the box, it doesn't come back out.
Right.
I had somebody last election in November. They were mad because, it was August. It was mad because they got the ballot and marked it and put it in, and then when they walked out, they realized they didn't get to vote for so-and-so, and they were on the other ballot. And they came in and were upset and wanted to say, well, once their vote goes in, I can't give you another ballot. It's just, well, yeah, you can. And I finally said, that's breaking federal law. And I'm not going to do that for you. I'm sorry you made a mistake in the fact that you should have known your candidate was on the Republican or Democrat, but I forget what it is, but once it goes in the box, it can't. So same way with the early voting, the 6-week period, once it's in, and you are a candidate and you've got somebody that likes you that's voted, then it's not coming out.
So there's a lot of changes coming up with the polling places.
Huge changes. We are, two things happen. One, we've needed to do this for a while. We've had over a third, almost half of our polling places that aren't ADA compliant. And we're not in compliance there. We could be sued for that. One, just right down the street here, I got threatened to be sued because it's a nice place. It's a gym at a church, but it's a gravel parking lot and a step up to get in. And he rides a scooter, and he's no longer with us, but that's okay. I had to take his ballot with a Democrat to his house every time because he could not get into the. But if he wanted to, he could have sued for the fact that he didn't have the ability to vote. As everybody else. So that's a big problem. And we needed to consolidate and get rid of it. But we couldn't just close one and move them to the next one because, for example, in Bonne Terre, Marvin Chapel, you have to vote in the basement. And when in November, the people are voting along, are polling on parking on K Highway because the parking lot's not big enough. And you have a retired, if you've ever been on K Highway, walking along K Highway is not safe.
Right.
But if we close that down, we have to bring it into Bonne Terre, and Bonne Terre's covered up. I mean, they use the Disney ropes up and back and forth, and that's not a viable option. And then we'd have to close down Terre de Lac, too. And so we're consolidating. Same time, we needed new equipment. Our computers were 16 years old. The company that we get them from used to do updates. You know, you do updates to bring them up to standard. They can't do any more updates to the machines. So we needed to buy more machines this year. This was year. So rather than buying old technology, we're going to get the new technology where we're going to have less spots, but you can go to any of them. We have 4 places in the county: our voting center on Weber Road, the First State Bank Community Center, used to be Centene Center, as you know, the college, the first building where we had the state of the county yesterday, will be easy to get to, and then the back gym at the North County High School, their practice gym, because we can segment that off from the kids so that the people voting will not be in contact in any way. We took an analysis, the 3 gals there at the office took an analysis of the voters and where they're at, where they're located, and those are within 2 miles of 80% of the people that vote in Farmington, in St. Francis County, Farmington, North County, and Park Hills. We are keeping Bismarck, if you are registered in Bismarck, and Leadwood open because they're more than 5 miles away. Their voting place is ADA compliant, and they have their own cities and schools, and so that if we have to have a special election, we can do that. These other 4 centers, anybody that's registered in St. Francis County, including Bismarck and Leadwood, can vote there. So, for example, at First State Bank, the hospital is across the street. Over half their people do not live in Farmington, and a lot of them work long shifts. So they may not be able to go back to Terre de Lac and vote, or they feel tired, or they can just go across the street. Most of these employers, like U.S. Tool, First State Bank, the prison, the mental health center, the sort center, they're all helping us market to let people know where. So on their breaks, they can just run across. Technically, the employer is supposed to let them off to vote, but when it's right across the street, it's a lot easier to do. So anybody, and the ballots will be printed there. So this time, I have almost 80 versions of the ballot. Let's talk about what's on the ballot. There are things all over the county. There's an ambulance district that's asking for a tax increase across the board. In Farmington, you have 7 people running for 3 seats at the school, for the school board. You have 4 people, no, I think 3 people running for 2 seats on this couple of the city council wards, or something like that, maybe 4 running for 2 at the councilman. You have a question for tourism. Should the tourism tax be renewed? And I think it's done a great job, and I'm not part of this Farmington anymore, so I can say that and push that. So that's happening. Then the schools are asking for a change of 30 cents from the debt service to the operation, so they can pay the teachers more, so they can take care of some repairs and do some good things for the district. I know there's some people that are questioning some of that, but I think the vast majority of the people are going to be willing to try to help their teachers get paid more and change that, because the 90 cents will stay the same. But that's just in Farmington. So if you live in Doe Run, you may be in the Farmington School District, but you can't vote on the Farmington tourism tax, but you will have to vote on the ambulance district. So we have to have a ballot, different kind of ballot printed up from, and it turns out to be over 80, and depending upon which ward you're in. So in the past, we'd have to spend literally $20,000 more paying for ballots that people don't come. Our turnout is dismal. People have accused me of making less people to suppress the turnout. Well, that's crazy on a couple fronts. First, somebody already beat me to it. When we only have a 10% turnout, that's dismal to start with.
Right.
That's already suppressed. And the second thing is, this county is voting Republican. Even though the 3 full-time people at my elections office are Democrats, I'm a Republican. And if I told the state Republicans I'm trying to suppress the vote turnout in a 70% Republican district, that'd be like the Democrats saying, hey, you know what we need to do is go into the inner city and say not vote so much. Tell them that the election's on Wednesday or whatever, and we'll get the turnout real low. Well, Democrats wouldn't want to do that. So the other thing is we're putting the voting places, one of them it's a college and one of them's at a high school, and even though some of my right-wing people think that those are liberal places, it doesn't rub off when you walk through the door. Just like when right now in Farmington, you have to vote at the First Baptist Church. You don't have to do an altar call to vote. You have to vote at the Armory. You don't have to enlist in the Army to vote at the Armory. The VFW, you don't have to be a veteran to vote there. We're just using the facilities. I was at Madison County last night, and I said, how many precincts do you have? Because I'm catching grief that we're getting rid of 21, And he said, we have 2. We have one down at Mark I and one in Fredericktown. Now, Madison County is smaller for our size, but geographically they're the same size. As far as getting the access to the polls, it's much different than ours, and ours is easy. And theirs is spread out through the county. Ours, in that 67 corridor, the vast majority of people vote there. I was going to say, we stopped in Farmington. Park Hills has a user tax, which I'm very familiar with those. We got those passed through the Prop P. Our sales tax, which is 90% of our revenue, for example, in the county, is flat. Sales tax is not increasing unless you get more retailers there, and if you do, it's just taking from other places and cannibalizing from other places. But we're not raising revenue right now in sales tax, and these cities are the same way. A lot of things affect you. Right now, at the state legislature, they're wanting to get rid of sales tax on food at the grocery, food items. Well, we heard yesterday at the state of the county that affects Bonterra about $500,000. It affects Desloge by $1.5 million. It affects Farmington by like $5 to $8 million. So if you want police department cut, if you don't want parks, your grass cut in the park, then you got to have revenue. And the internet sales tax revenue is vitally important to the future. Now, I know that they voted on it a couple times, but in reality, a lot of people are switching to the internet. You voted on a tax. You're putting your local retailers at a disadvantage because you've told them they have to charge this much, but if you buy it on the internet, it's 1 cent or 2 cents or whatever less. So that's the other issue. Desloge has an issue on the ballot.
Same deal.
And the ambulance district countywide. So we have a lot of things on the ballot, and these are affecting you more than the national elections. What they're spending money on at the schools, what they're spending money in the cities. So we're trying to get more people out and vote, and hopefully by putting these voting centers right next to their places of employment, that might be a better deal.
What is it a hassle, or what's the process for like school districts like West County and Central, for example, that have voters in St. Genevieve County and Washington County? Is that tough to get all that?
Yeah. It is. You have to make sure everything's coordinated. That, for example, in the Farmington School District, they have voters in St. Genevieve County.
Sure.
I was with the people yesterday from Madison and Iron County. They have some districts that are in 3 or 4 different counties.
Oh, wow.
That they spread out. We have people that go to the DeSoto School District that we may not have any voters, but we still have to produce the ballots, for example. And then we spend $20,000 or more to produce the ballots. Then we have to pay, last year it was $600 to shred the ballots that didn't get voted because we have such a poor turnout. So this way, when you come in, and you check in with your photo ID. The back of your driver's license has that that number scale that they check, and you say, yes, is this right? Is this my address? Is this who I am? And then you press the button. In the past, they'd go over and get a ballot for that matched your number ballot. The machine, that we have a printer, these cabinets weigh 175 pounds, they all have to be delivered. It prints the ballot in 3.5 seconds, and it only prints the ballot that can go to you. Now, when you have people way out in Iron Mountain Lake or whatever, and you have 4 people and they might average age in the 80s, and they haven't worked in a year or so, they hopefully will give them the right ballot and everything will work out good. This way, we will have one of our full-time professionals at each of our locations. We will have a police presence at each of it. So it will print when you sign up, and it will take you out of the voter so that you can't go to the other locations and vote there.
Real quick, do you need more poll workers?
No.
You're good with poll workers?
This is the first time I've ever been able to say that, because we've had to have a pool of 200 and some odd poll workers, people that are willing to work 15 hours a day for minimum wage. That's one of the problems. When we get to the national elections, we can never have enough poll workers we're too low. Right now, we have a pool of about 200 because we have attrition of about, when your average age is above room temperatures, I like to say, of your worker, they tend to do things like die, and that takes them out of the pool of my workers. So I lose 10 to 20% every year. Fortunately, we still have about 190 to 200. We'll find out next month, first week of next month, that we do all of our training. And so I've sent letters out this week, and I've already gotten some people that have worked at these polls for 30 years, 40 years, and they say, this might be a good time. And so we will need a pool of about 120 now, because it will take about half the people to run, because I don't have to put 4 people in Ludington that 37 people vote. I don't have to put 4 people. I have to have 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans to work Iron Mountain Lake, where 40-something% of the people, 40-something people vote. We will have, and they say, well, won't the lines be long? Not necessarily, because at the Civic Center, we will have 10 to 15 voting stations. We will have a parking lot where you can go right up. It will be ADA compliant, so you can just go right in. We'll have wheelchairs. If you don't walk extremely well and you would like to be taken to the inside and taken you to the voting, so we will have plenty of room, and we will have 5 to 10 times the voting places. We're just going to consolidate it so that we can have a police presence at every place. We don't have many problems, but the fact when there's a police officer present, we don't have any problems.
So to kind of wrap things up, is 2026 going to be a busy year for the office?
It's going to be a huge year, because we have 3 elections. This one, the one in August, the one in November, and but we've got a good staff. They do a great job. We'll work through it. There's a lot of, this company we're using just did City of Buffalo's last week. They got they were new to this process. They do New York City. They did the New Jersey race. One of every 3 people use these that check in and vote in the country on a computer use this company. Now, these aren't connected to the internet. I hear that. Oh, well, people can. No, they're self-contained, and we have security. You can't get in there and mess with the elections. Everybody's separate, but it's going to be a change. But hopefully, everybody hates change, but hopefully it needs to be done. So we're going to do it and get it done. I appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Deadlines, everything on the Facebook page. I know there's still time to register to actually vote in this election. Yeah,
11th of March. They can register if they want to get in this election to the 11th of March, and we start voting on Tuesday.
All right, there you go. Vote early. Don't vote often. Just vote once.
That's only Chicago.
Yeah, so there you go. And, of course, we'll have election night coverage with Kevin there at the office coming up on April the 7th right here on Facebook and YouTube. 8:53 on this Saturday morning. Got a current temperature outside of 30 degrees. We will find out more about Farmington Schools issue, which will appear on the ballot. That is next on the Parkland Podcast. Good morning.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
When comfort matters, count on Capaya's Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
Back on the Parkland podcast here from Ransome's in Desloge, 30 degrees as we approach 9 o'clock on this Saturday morning. And we talked about the election with our last segment with Kevin Engler and the changes there and the issues that are going to be on your April 7th election. And one of those is for voters in the Farmington School District. We have Dr. Kyle Gibbs here joining us this morning, along with Shana Turner, Assistant Superintendent of the school. Good morning. Thanks for coming out on your Saturday. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, agree. Thanks for having us.
Well, let's get right to the issue at hand, and that is the issue that's going to be on the ballot. It's a district levy. What is a district levy, and what are people going to ultimately decide whenever they go to the ballot?
All right, thanks a lot, Jason. So the school district operates with our local funds on different levies. We have 2 levies that we operate out of. Our operating levy, which covers all of our major expenses, our staffing, salaries, benefits, all of the costs that go on behind the scenes, the utilities, the fuel, the paper, all the resources, the platforms, our technology devices. The list goes on of all the things that we have to cover out of that operating levy. And then we have the debt service levy, which covers major building projects, lease purchases, things like that the district does to improve their facilities over time. And so, after the last, learned a lot from that, and so tried to take some of the learnings from some of the information that we gained from that process, where we asked for an increase and we asked for the 90 cents to be extended. And we realized, in this difficult economy, we needed to kind of take a step back and reevaluate and look at our levy. And really, it was important to our voters that we try to keep that levy at $3.65, where it's been for quite a few years, well over a decade. And how can we work with that levy of $3.65 and still meet some of the needs that we presented in the last election? And so that took us to the point of evaluating the 90-cent debt service levy. That's a little bit on the higher end districts when we compare across the state. And then our $2.75 is definitely on the low end. It's the state minimum. So getting those more in balance. So we are coming back this this time with a much different approach of just asking voters to allow us to take 30 cents from the debt service side, which is currently at 90 cents, lowering it to 60 cents, and move that over to the operating side and getting that at 305. So the last sentence will read, as you go into the polls, that the total levy will remain unchanged. So you just have to get to the last line, and it's a little bit, at the first paragraph is going to say that it's going to increase to 305, but the second paragraph will say we are offsetting that increase by decreasing the debt service. And as I was talking to Mr. Engler, who was here right before, he said the main concern he's hearing is that somehow we would go back and then say, want to go ahead and keep that 90 cents. That is not the case. We are committing to going down to 60 cents. So we want to reassure voters that that is our commitment. That is what the ballot language says, that we are going to offset that increase in the operating side by lowering the debt service side. And so we want to be very clear on that to our voters.
So part of this ballot talks about attracting and retaining qualified, certified teachers and support staff. That's not as easy as it sounds, because there's a lot of competition, I would imagine, out there for quality teachers.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a shortage of teachers, the pipeline getting teachers into the profession, getting students to want to be teachers and get into the profession has definitely been smaller, so it has to be a more competitive market lately to just make sure that we attract them. So last year we ran on the measure of definitely trying to do some increases and improvement so that we could attract teachers, we could close the pay gap. And we were called out because we do have considerable reserves that we're gradually spending down through a controlled deficit spend. And so with that, we did go ahead and commit to doing some smaller raises than what we ran on last year, and expanding the program called Career Ladder, which helped close the pay gap. And so that has helped us train and retain and attract teachers. And so we want to be able to maintain those things and sustain them going forward. That's very important to our teachers. I presented recently a finance update to the staff, and then pushed out a survey to get feedback on how that went. And universally, kind of across the staff, is concerned that we're not as competitive as they would like to be. So sometimes we do lose teachers to area schools instead of being able to attract them into us. And then also they're very concerned about the Career Ladder program, which I want to speak to voters is above and beyond their normal daily routines. They stay later for tutoring, for clubs for our students, offer extra opportunities. They do professional development throughout the school year. They do extra work during the summer, all of which they can log for that Career Ladder. And 60% of those funds come from the state. We only have to match it with 40%. So it's a really great rate of investment for our staff, to all of those funds to go directly to them. So we want to definitely be able to maintain that program so that we can retain staff at Farmington schools.
And I think a lot of people maybe don't understand, and you touched on it in the very beginning, about school financing. We can't just take this money and this can go to whatever we want. We have two different areas basically to pay for different things, and basically with this issue, we're just taking this, moving it over here, and then this goes back to here. It all equals out, but it gives you more flexibility to do the things that you need to do.
Yeah, so the last election we started quite a bit early communicating, and so maybe it got a little exhausting at the end. So our strategy is to really launch this weekend, and so you might start seeing graphics out there of kind of the budgeting envelopes, and there are dollar bills in the debt service one and there are dollar bills that we can spend out of in the budget envelope for your operating side, and we need to push a little bit more money into the envelopes for the operating side so we can access that more readily, because when it's locked into the debt service side, as you said, Jason, we can't pull that over and pay teachers more with that. That is committed to paying down our debt, which is good, and we've been paying that down steadily, making prepayments, saving on interest for our taxpayers, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing prepayments the last few years, and so that's all good things. And but with the rising cost of inflation, the cost of living that we've all seen, we need to be able to keep up with the insurance benefits that are a challenge for us, to be able to give our staff the cost of living increase, to be food costs have really been universally hard on schools across the state. There's been a lot of studies on that. So all of those costs have gone up. So we need less of that money locked into debt service and pushed over to operating so that we can cover those costs that have just increased naturally over the last few years as we've seen the economy really be challenged by inflation.
So maintaining facilities, I don't know if Shana, if you want to touch this, or Dr. Gibbs, there's a lot of buildings in the Farmington School District, and there's always something that needs to be done. Have you established a list of priorities there yet?
Yeah, go ahead, jump in, because Shana knows our buildings well.
Dr. Gibbs has worked with our Director of Operations, Josh Hain, and they've come up with some long-range planning of different facilities and upkeep with 8 campuses that house students, and then really 10 facilities that have our whole staff. There's a lot to keep up with, you know. When something is fixed, another thing breaks, and so it's a constant juggling act of what needs to be done. But we work to prioritize, you know, what affects students directly the most when it comes to fixing things. So there's always going to be issues to fix, and so we've really tried to, in the last couple of years, work on long-term planning when it comes to keeping up with our facilities. That's been a goal.
And just to jump in on that, I mean, not to belabor anything about the previous election, we had a lot of exciting projects on there. Many of those have, you know, we've downsized the list considerably and taken away a lot of those high dollar things. And there's the projects that people don't get super excited about, HVAC, roofing, parking lots, you know, a few modifications inside buildings, a lot of ADA accessible things have automating our buildings for more efficiency. All of those type of things are on the long range planning list. And so, you know, definitely not to get ahead of ourselves, but, you know, in a few years when the district looks to a bond issue, those would be the things that they would focus on, of just really upkeeping what we have and making sure we value the buildings we have, because, you know, we have older buildings and they just need attention from time to time, and that's what the debt service and the bond issues do. But this is not what this is. A lot of people kind of interchange levy measure and bond issue, and we are focusing solely on getting more an operating side, and that will give us a little bit of flexibility to push money over into the capital improvements as we need it for those major critical projects, so we won't be waiting, you know, 2 or 3 years and things are kind of not where we need them to be. We'll be able to do things as we go through, have that long range plan, as Shana mentioned, in place that we can actually follow, because we have a little bit of flexibility with our operating funds.
Now, in addition to all of this, you have another job that you're going to be going to starting this summer at the Northwest School District, and I think it's got to be challenging as can be to keep the commitment to Farmington. Obviously, I still see you at everything. You're at all the band concerts, all the games, everything where the Farmington students are represented, and at the same time, you're starting to learn about the Lion Way and how they do things at Northwest. How challenging is these last few months going to be for you?
All right, Jason, on a day when I'm trying to convince voters to vote for Farmington, you bring that up, but that's okay. I will do my best. No, it's definitely a challenge. I'm kind of in both worlds a little bit from time to time. I had 2 board meetings this week, one at Farmington on Tuesday and one at Northwest on Thursday. So switching gears midweek and trying to see how they do things. It's definitely feeling a lot of excitement on that end from the team, and being able to build part of my team there. So there's definitely excitement there, but one thing that I learned for sure and kind of take and serve both districts at this time is just realizing the challenges that are universal across the state. And then I was also able to recently kind of network at the national level and hear how impactful all of these funding crises that we're going through are impacting us nationwide, and how schools are navigating that. So I take that learning back from, you know, the Northwest world, and then you know, like I'm coming back to Farmington and living it, you know, like boots on the ground still, and really passionate about public education, devoted my life to it. So excited to get the opportunity to serve in a totally different, you know, arena than I've ever been able to, with suburban St. Louis, and just right there butted up against St. Louis County, just a whole different a network of administrators. And so value the time I've had here. You know, definitely some ups and downs. The election last year wasn't the outcome we wanted to, but we rebounded and kind of pivoted and came up with this much like better approach for our taxpayers. I hope they will see it that way to safeguard their pocketbooks, to keep 365 the same, feeling committed to realizing that we just need to make sure that they feel valued, they feel heard, and so we came back with this different approach, and we hope that it will be heard better across the community.
So you guys are both out in the community a lot. Are you hearing things from Farmington School District residents about what you're doing? Are they in favor, or are they optimistic?
I think the majority of people that I've talked to, there's questions, and we're as transparent as possible in answering those questions. And I feel like we've been able to comfort any concerns that have been out there, that we're not asking for more money from them. We're just asking to I talked to all the elementary staff because we have some changes happening in the elementary world, moving people, attrition, and I basically said, we're just going to eat at home for a little bit, right? We're not going to go out to eat every night. We're going to eat at home for a little bit. We're going to move this, we're going to ask to move some money from our savings, quote, debt service to our operating levy to our checking, and I, put it in layman terms for them, and I think they understood that, so now they can go tell a few of their family members and a few of their friends, and the more people that understand what we're asking voters to vote on in April, the better. And so that's kind of what our message has been with our district staff, is to educate them on this so they're able to speak to it as well and be as knowledgeable when they're asked questions. But any questions that I've been asked, we've been able to answer those and rest people assured that we truly feel like this is the right thing for our district moving forward.
Mark, to your point, we have a group, this was our second year of having what's called the Black Knight Insight Program of community leaders from across the Farmington School District, business leaders, parents, and we presented this to them a couple months ago, and very receptive to that, so it was good feedback because there were some members of the opposition that joined in on that so they could learn more about the schools because they felt like they had been asked questions that they couldn't answer through the last election cycle. Why are you not supporting these measures and so forth? And then also after the election last year, as hard as it was, kind of went to the leaders of the opposition group, presented the idea at that time of this levy transfer instead of the increase, which we did last year, taking the 30 cents and moving it over. And they were very supportive of that. And so we've just, generally had positive feedback that this is a much more conservative approach for our voters and valuing what they said in the last election.
And there's a lot of interest in the school board with this election as well. And that's got to be a good feeling to know there's that many people that care enough to want to be running for school board.
Yeah, there really is. There's 3 seats. Like Kevin said when he was on, there's 3 seats and 7 candidates. So it will be a race, and hopefully that'll bring more voters out as well for our school district issue as well. And we are going to have a Meet the Candidates night. So we're trying to promote that as well, that we want the community to be able to meet those 7 people that are running and being able to listen to what their why is for wanting to be on the school board. And then Dr. Gibbs is going to also talk about the transfer levy, and hopefully the community of Farmington will pack Long Hall on March 19th. That would be the goal. Standing room only is the goal.
What time will that start?
So it's going to start at 7 p.m. and Dr. Gibbs will lead us off with, I brought my notes just in case I messed up here. So he's going to start off with 15 minutes. We're going to do a welcome overview, start off 15 minutes of talking to the community about everything we're talking to you guys about today. With we call it proposition transfer. Each candidate's going to have 3 minutes to speak, and we obviously have parameters on that, but they'll be able to tell about why they're running, and the community will have a chance to meet the candidates afterwards. They'll each have a little table set up where you can do some meet and greets, and then we'll wrap it up. So we're predicting about an hour or so for this event on the 19th.
Very good.
At Long Hall.
Dr. Gibbs, I want to ask you about a particular student that I know you've got to know over the last few months, Maddie Washington, who has taken on basically almost like an unelected school board position, but she's been the student representative, and she's been coming to the last few meetings. She's done presentations. She's presented work. And the other day, I had a meeting with Dr. Northern at the high school, and some of those initiatives that she she had requested were starting to come to fruition, and I told her about it. She was so happy. How cool is this? I mean, this has got to be one of the reasons why you got into education, when you see bright young people like this and they get to talk about what they do and make a difference.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason. One thing that I had the vision coming here is not a lot of districts, but several districts have a student representative to the board, and so very much had a passion to increase student voice. That's kind of one of my big things. I led in what's called a Leader in Me, a Stephen Covey school, where I was last principal before I became a superintendent. So always been very passionate about elevating student voice. And so this year we started the Superintendent's Student Advisory Council, and so Mrs. Turner, myself, and Dr. Krause, we meet with those students quarterly, and we have been just tackling different issues that are they're dealing with out in the schools, and just hearing their perspective, and we then share what we're working on from our level. So it's really opened up a dialogue between us and those student leaders. And then out of that group, Maddie was selected to represent them on the Board of Education, so be the board student board representative. And so she did a great job this month. I know that some of the board members commented specifically as we headed into closed session about how much they enjoyed her presentation. She had a speaker from MAC talk about the Maya program, youth apprenticeship program, to help encourage people to be teachers. She talked about what we're doing at the high school to encourage teachers, as we started at the beginning with the retain and attract teachers, that pipeline being a little smaller. So it was a great addition this month. She's been talking about the initiatives, as you mentioned, Jason, that they are working on at the high school to just adopt hallways and monitor those and keep them clean, and patrol the bathrooms themselves, so that take some of the ownership on themselves, not to criticize us because we're doing something wrong, but just to partner with us. And so that's really exciting to see that happening and what has come out of that. So I'm really hoping that I think that the group that we selected this year may be on a 2-year term. It kind of took us a year to get used to each other, and especially with me leaving and the two, Dr. Krause and Mrs. Turner, familiar with this group, and they seem to really enjoy it, want to stay, and it's kind of an involved issues that we're trying to work through, and so they'll continue to stay in place, and then we'll each year pick a new senior to represent the students on the school board.
All right, here's the toughest question of this whole interview. Farmington Educational Foundation Trivia Night on the 27th. If you two were on the same trivia team, who would know more answers?
Definitely Mrs. Turner.
I was going to say Dr. Gibbs. I do not think I would come out a winner in trivia night.
She knows pop culture, and I am not good at pop culture.
If my play when I watch Jeopardy is anything of how I would do a trivia night, I'm losing. So.
Well, that'll be a great event, again, coming up on February the 27th. Final message, again, that you want to get out there to voters involving what's happening with the levy?
Yeah, we just appreciate all of the support. I know last year, as I said, it was close. It didn't go exactly how we wanted. We took that, learned from it, and really tried to find a strategy that would help meet the needs of the district, but also safeguard our taxpayers. So we just want to reassure taxpayers that this is a totally different approach. This is just a levy transfer, proposition transfer, as Mrs. Turner called it, and we're taking that 30 cents and moving it over and keeping the $3.65 will remain unchanged. So you'll have to read to the last line to see that, but it says our tax levy will remain unchanged. So please and be reassured that is what we're working from here, and we just appreciate people taking it seriously and becoming informed. And that's all we're trying to do this year, is keep you informed about the process. We're not trying to sway voters. We have to be very careful as leaders of the school that we just provide the information and allow our voters to make an informed decision from there.
And the date for the forum again?
It is Thursday, March 19th, 7 p.m., Long Hall. We want that to be standing room only. That's our goal. And we want to, like Dr. Gibbs said, our goal is to inform the community. And this is an opportunity where they can be informed in person. And we hope that they take advantage of it.
All right.
Absolutely. Busy times at the Farmington School District, so much going on, and again, trying to do the best for our students is what it's all about. Thank you guys for coming in so much on this Saturday. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Kyle Gibbs and Shana Turner with the Farmington School District joining us here now on the Parkland Podcast.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Welcome back to the Parkland Podcast. It is 9:20 on this Saturday morning. Got a current temperature outside of 33 degrees. Got some people watching on the old Facebook and the YouTube, and good time to give them a shout out.
Yeah, Janet Lout, rising star
Janet.
with the podcast. Christy Pontius, Chad Winch, also watching. Sherry Kinnan, Matthew Lout, Leslie Fishbeck. Hi, Leslie. Let's see. Colton Wilkerson, watching. Lindsey Kern, Thomas Hill, Betty Fridley, Michael Wilson, Ann Crawford. Hi, Ann. Watching. Sean Brumfield. Lots of folks. Amanda Hickman Sheets. Mark Cook. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Was on the podcast a few weeks ago. Going to come back in March. And also Mark Krause. Happy February to you, Mark Krause. We appreciate you being a part of the podcast and everybody else.
He's watching while he's probably at a wrestling match right now.
He or John, yeah, or both.
Absolutely, yeah, both of them. Time for the birthday segment now. Let's wish some happy birthdays to some people we know from the Parkland. You can always get your birthday wish on the Parkland Podcast. Hit us up through email, through the old live stream. If you want to make a comment, we'll make sure we get those birthdays to you. And let's start with our birthdays from today, Saturday, February 21st.
Well, our buddy Kent Sissom celebrating a birthday today. Kent, Mr. Republican, happy birthday to you. And Sherry Wilson celebrating a birthday. She had a couple of kids graduate from the North County School District. She's a postal employee, I guess you could say. And I've known her since she was about 19
She's a mailman.
She's our mailwoman.
Mailwoman.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Ursula Warren, by the way, says hello. I'm right here.
Ursula will be our guest, I believe, next week.
Yeah, that's right. She'll be literally right here.
So I hope you're feeling better there, Ursula.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, happy birthday to the First Lady of Desloge, Kelly Pasternak, celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Julia Geiler. Of course,
Julia.
her husband, Brandon, worked with us at J98 many years ago.
How does she stay so young-looking?
I know,
married
right?
to Brandon.
Yeah, and the boys are getting, well, they're sophomore and 7th grade, so Crazy. Happy birthday, Julia. Hope it's a great day for you. Mary McGrail with a birthday on Saturday as well. What about Sunday, February 22nd?
By the way, Janet Lout, we said good morning to her. Her daughter, Sherry, drove all the way from Colorado to be a part of the podcast.
That's right.
And the dogs.
Yes.
And the dogs. She let the dogs out.
Hoo.
All right, Jaden Bonnert, happy birthday to you. Good Farmington High School graduate. Just got her master's degree or something like that for physical therapy, I think. Anyway, happy birthday to you, Jaden. And our good buddy, the guy we wish nothing but good health to, Chad Winch.
Yes.
Happy birthday Sunday, tomorrow.
Also celebrating a birthday on Sunday, Linda May. Linda did a lot of work with the, I guess it was, it's the place in Park
It's
Hills.
the Parkland Pregnancy Resource
yes,
Center,
but
which
it's
is in
no
Farmington now, but it's now got a new name.
It's got a new name. Yes, Parkland Pregnancy Resource
She
Center.
was the comedian.
She was the comedian. She still is a comedian. Happy birthday, Linda. And the first man, well, I guess he is the man of the city of Bonne Terre, Eric Schoenhart, celebrating a birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Eric. Hope it's a great day for you and everybody in Bonne Terre. Monday, February 23rd, birthdays for you.
Greg Redfield celebrating a birthday on Monday. When quality counts, you can still count on Greg and his family. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Hope you are doing well. I miss seeing you around at all these different events. Jenny Thorne. Celebrates a birthday.
Jenny Buckets.
is just awesome. Known her for a long time. Happy birthday to you. Let's see, Carla Wilson celebrates.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Carla. Happy
Carla.
birthday to you. And a happy birthday to Rick Cooper. Rick Cooper worked at J98 Radio when I started there in November of 1983.
Yeah.
And now he's off in West Virginia or someplace like that.
Western Pennsylvania. He had a cluster of radio stations
Yes.
there. I think he sold them now, and he might be back in the area now. I don't know. He has relatives that live across the street from my parents. That's how I know Rick. And happy birthday to you on Monday. Well, maybe we can get him on the podcast. I bet he's got some totally awesome radio stories.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
Len Gerstenschlager celebrating a birthday on Monday. Longtime St. Francis County Sheriff Deputy at the ambulance district. I think he's retired now. Of course, he might be watching this and be like, I ain't retired. Happy birthday. Hope it's a great day for you. And Erica Hampton with a birthday on Monday, too. Happy birthday, Erica. What about Tuesday, February 24th?
Alan Wells celebrates a birthday on Tuesday. Alan and his sister have the same birth date. I just know
But they're not twins.
I don't know. I think they might be twins.
They might be twins?
I just know that his sister looks a lot younger than Alan does. But then
Okay.
again, most people I know look a lot younger than Alan does. Happy birthday to you, Mr. 911. I hope you are doing fantastic. We need to get him on the podcast.
Yes, we do.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Seth Pegram.
Seth,
a lawyer in Farmington. Happy birthday to you. Margot Wagner. She used to listen to J98 all the time. She's loved me ever since I gave her I think it was a Morgan Wallen CD. It was somebody like that.
Right, yeah.
Back about 10 or 12 years ago. So she's loved me ever since. And happy birthday to Mike Harrison. Mike is a semi-professional fisherman. And when he's not doing that, he's also the pastor at Parkland Chapel Church. So,
very good.
Mike, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day on Tuesday.
Blake Nelson, he grew up, I think, 2 or 3 houses away from here at Ransome's. Happy birthday, Blake. Now he lives like 2 streets over. Taylor Baker, former student of mine at Unitech with a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Taylor. Jordan Vaught celebrating a birthday. Jordan is my niece Josie's boyfriend, and they've been together for a while. But in the beginning, I always had trouble remembering his name. So I remember that he's Josie's greatest boyfriend of all time. So I always remember Jordan.
Okay.
So I think of the GOAT. So happy birthday, Jordan. Hope it's a great day for you. Tim Miller celebrating a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Tim. And Elena Pulliam with a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday to her. What about Wednesday, February 25th?
I just have one birthday, but it's a good one. Ning Blackwell celebrates a birthday. Married to Kevin Blackwell. Miss Ning, happy birthday wishes to you. I hope you're doing fantastic.
How about former St. Louis Cardinal farmhand Derek Gibson?
Yeah.
Derek, of course, is also the quarterback for Southeast Missouri State University, was the quarterback of the North County Raiders, but then almost made it to the pros in Major League Baseball.
I thought he was going to do it because he had one really good year where he hit like 300 and was voted like one of the top rising prospects for the Cards. And then, well, you know, it's tough when you move. It's
tough. It is. But Derek has great teeth, and he's doing. He's in the dental industry, and he's doing quite well. Happy birthday, Derek! Hope you have a great day on Wednesday. Hunter Grebe was the salutatorian for Bismarck High School. I want to say 2020, 21, and worked at J98 for a while too. Happy birthday, Hunter. Hope it's a great day for you. And then the Ox, Jason V. Ox, longtime sports writer in St. Genevieve. Happy birthday to you, Jay. Hope you have a great day on Wednesday. How about Thursday, February 26th?
Thursday birthdays. Well, Carrie Dunn, who works at Parkland Pharmacy in Farmington, and fills all my prescriptions, or at least make sure I get them. Happy birthday to you, young lady. That's from your daughter and your family and all your friends and family at Parkland Pharmacy in Farmington. Happy birthday to Heather Jordan. She is not only I don't know, she's still a teacher at St. Joe?
She's not anymore. She's retired from that position, but she's like karate and everybody now,
I think.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Mrs. Jordan, absolutely.
Gets involved in fundraising efforts for cystic fibrosis as well, and some other good causes. Happy birthday to you. John Clauser, happy birthday to you. Married to Lisa Clauser. I hope you are doing fantastic. One of the coolest names in the history of St. Francis County names, Slugger Garibaldi.
Yeah.
Celebrating a birthday.
We learned
Thursday.
his real name when Jeff Colley came in and did the interview. Remember that?
Yes, I do, actually.
The Slugger story.
Slugger, but man, I wish I could go by Slugger Toady, but it's not nearly as cool as Slugger Garibaldi. Happy birthday to you, Slugger. And happy birthday to Rob Kohut. He lives in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
I was in the Navy with Rob, and we pretty much followed each other around. We were both stationed in Spain. We both went out on aircraft carriers. Then we spent our last year in the military in an island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And we still keep in contact all these years later. He's retired from the Postal Service. Rob, happy birthday to you, to my Navy brother.
Excellent. And those were the only Thursday birthdays I have, so we'll move up to Friday. Friday, February 27th.
Happy birthday wishes to Debbie Hamby.
Yes.
One of the leading ladies at Parkland Pharmacy. Debbie, thanks for your support of the podcast. And I've got my jacket right here that you brought in a couple of weeks ago. I have got my money's worth out of it. Thank you. Happy birthday to Addie Hubbard, daughter of Mandy Hubbard. Cheerleader at Farmington High School.
Senior year.
Yeah, she was a homecoming queen candidate as well, and she is sweet. A quick aside here. Back when Mandy first gave birth to Addie, she brought her to the radio station, and I got to hold Addie in my arms when she was like a month old.
Wow.
So she's changed quite a bit.
She's grown a little bit, I think.
Yes, I don't think I could hold her in my arms right now, but happy birthday to you, Addie. I hope you're doing fantastic. Ashley Barker, happy birthday to you. She's a graduate of Farmington High School, a lean, mean softball playing machine. Well, until she started having kids, she was at least.
Now she'll be coaching.
Well, she told me a story that she went and played all day at a tournament in Poplar Bluff, and it was in like February, and it was snowing, and they still played. And what do you know? She got sick a little later on. If you think there's a connection there, Ashley, don't play softball in the snow. Joyce Russell, a well-known masseuse in the Farmington area. She's given me a massage before. Happy birthday to you. And my buddy Victor Vogelsang from St. Paul Lutheran Church. He lives about 3 or 4 blocks.
3 or 4 blocks
from
that way, yeah.
That way, yeah.
Yep.
He's going to be
down
turning. Is this correct? You know, your son says 70. I thought you were more like 50 or so, but your son and your wife both insist that it's 70, and they want the whole world to know it. So take it up with them, Victor. He's a good dude, though. Good deer hunter as well. He'll bring
good dog walker too. I see him walking the dog quite a bit.
Good
he
man.
always cleans up his poop.
And he keeps Dylan on the straight and narrow, which is not easy to do. But happy birthday. I am sure that Dylan says he's been saving up his money to buy you something really expensive for your birthday.
Wow, very nice. Happy birthday to one of our podcast people, Tippy Wright. Tippy from the Tippy Joe Show. She also does the Barn Radio Hour with Chad, Chuck, and Ben. I don't know how she handles being in the same room with those three dudes, but does a great job, does a lot of community work and bingo and fun stuff. Happy birthday, Tippy, on Friday. Hope it's a great day for you. And Kevin Pierce, longtime insurance agent in Bonne Terre. He is retired. He lives in Springfield, but always comes back for the Baby Boomer concert. Happy birthday, Kevin. I hope you have a great day on Friday. And those are your birthdays for the Parkland podcast. Are we ready to talk music now?
Let's talk music.
Okay. Song of the week recommendations. What's a song that you have to talk about today?
Life's been good to me so far.
It has.
Joe Walsh, and it's because I love the lyrics. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license, and now I don't drive. Just an example of the great lyrics. That song dates all the way back to a time in my life where I had hair, so it's a really old song.
My favorite line is, I go to parties sometimes until 4. It's hard to leave when you can't find the door.
I can relate to that one, too.
Great stuff. That was Joe Walsh solo. That wasn't... What was the band he was in?
Which one?
Well, the Eagles, and before that,
James Gang.
The James Gang, and was there another one too?
The main was the James Gang. Then he went solo. Then he went to the Eagles.
He went to the Eagles. Okay, there you go. And then was he a traveling Wilbury? Was he like a secondary Wilbury or something?
I don't think he was part of the Wilburys.
Okay, he's not a Wilbury. My song this week, I'm going to go alternative, baby. And the Smashing Pumpkins, one of my favorite bands. Their first album was called Gish. And track number 3, a song called Rhinoceros, and I think is just a fantastic study in dynamics, in feedback. If you like Smashing Pumpkins, Rhinoceros is an awesome song to check out. Released in 1991, and I listened to the Gish album start to finish the other day, and still sounds great. So check that out if you're a fan of the Smashing Pumpkins. That might be something maybe you've never heard. Okay, so now we have a new musical prompt.
Yes, I'm going to give you an artist, and you can only have one song.
One song.
You're on a desert island, and you can only take one song with you. What song would it be? And we'll go classic rock with this one, the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones. What song would I take? Boy, I really like Sympathy for the Devil. And I think if I'm doing this correctly, I always want to take probably longer songs if I can. That way I technically have a little more music to listen to on this island. Man, yeah. I'm going to go Sympathy for the Devil. That's my Rolling Stones pick.
Just don't go to church tonight and tell everybody that's the song you would choose while you're in church. Yeah, you'll be going straight to hell at 45 miles an hour. No, it would have to be You Can't Always Get What You Want.
Okay.
That is a great
tune. We'll do a couple more of these, or just do one band per week?
We'll start one per week and then work our way up.
Okay, because I could do this all day. This is really fun, and I'll try test the brain power and see if I can come up with the longest songs from each of those bands that we bring up. Olympic hockey tomorrow. We didn't talk about that in sports. That's happening tomorrow. USA at 7 o'clock in the morning.
That's going to be a tough one. I tell you what, USA and Canada, the women already have done their part. They've won the gold. And I think the Americans also won some kind of skiing gold. I was watching this morning before I came here for the podcast, but I can't remember the exact name of the event. The guy took off, did about 5 or 6 flips and turns and stuck the landing and pretty much clinched the gold for the Americans.
What's your favorite Winter Olympic sport?
I'm more of a Summer Olympics guy, but I guess it would be hockey.
Hockey. I like curling. I don't know. I guess it's because I think I can do it. I'm pretty good at sweeping. I mean, I sweep up cat litter daily.
Anybody can curl. Curl well.
I think I could. I've watched. I see how they spin it. And I think I can do it. I can definitely yell at people to sweep. I'm very good at that. But I don't know. Curling has always interested me. I'd like to try it sometime. I looked up, I believe that the ice rink in Fenton like occasionally they'll have like curling days like once a month where like you can go and curl and see what it's all about. But I would really like to check that out. You got an updated medal count?
Yeah, Norway's in first place with 40.
Norwegians.
The United States is second with 30, one ahead of Italy with 29. Norway has 18 golds. The United States 11. Italy has 10.
Wow.
Those
There
are
you
your
go.
top three.
That's really, really cool. Go USA in the Olympics, I guess, a couple more days, and then it's over, right?
Yeah, and I believe the 11 gold medals are the most ever for the United States.
Really? Wow. Well, hey, there you go. Record-breaking year. Who's on the show next week?
Next week, we will have Whitney Shumway. She's going to have an update on some mental health things that she is working on. And then the one and only most wonderful Ursula Warren with the Farmington Senior Center is going to join us. Listen, they've got some real needs at the Farmington Senior Center, and Ursula's going to talk about those as well as some of the great things that they've got going on.
So that's coming up next Saturday, again, 8 a.m., right here on the Parkland podcast. Again, election night coverage. We'll have live election night results for you on April the 7th. Looking forward to that.
And be listening for details about an upcoming Mother's Day.
Ooh, Mother's Day special. That's going to happen in May. We had so much success with our Valentine's promotion that we had a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do the same thing for Mother's Day. And people can put pictures of their mom in the comments, and we'll see which picture gets the most likes or hearts.
And our best wishes to Teresa Bauman as she continues to recuperate from knee replacement.
I think it was hip.
Hip replacement.
Yeah.
Either way, she's one of the hippest gals we know.
She's totally hip.
Yeah.
And we, again, too, man, her and Chad, we need to wish them the best health-wise, that they continue to do well.
Thank you to everybody who liked and said they were watching us. Please like and follow us on Facebook and all our other social media outlets. We can't do it without your support.
Yeah, and make sure you're going to the businesses that sponsor us, and you're telling people at Parkland Pharmacy.
Good morning, Christina.
Yeah.
She says, excellent show as always.
Oh, well, thank you.
Tara Pinol. Good morning. So good morning to you. And then there's Ursula. She's right here as well. So thank you all for being a part of the podcast.
Yeah, but remember, support the sponsors. Let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring the Parkland podcast so we can tell you about all these election changes and have people come and explain, different things that are on the ballot, different things that are happening in your community. And, shout out to Alex Bischoff and everybody in Bismarck. Ollie Day, they're getting ready for that right now at the Bismarck Regional Airport. So check that out. A couple of different sessions happening today. If you need more info on that, you can go back and watch last week's episode of the Parkland podcast where that was all covered. So,
amen.
There you go. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next Saturday, 8 a.m.